would be wanting President Trump to be indicted as if he was the one who pulled the trigger. And they wouldn't be saying this is all President Trump's fault. Now, we are because President Trump was the one that's attacked. There are actually some people who want to blame...
Hey guys, welcome to Pillars of Eternity 2.
Yes, we should. I want us to unite, always. We should bring the temperature down, absolutely. But I think that there needs to be a check, too, because this keeps happening to Republicans, and every time we say Republicans...
Here it is. I got all the DLC here.
Joe Biden, I mean, there'd be a push today to be having a grand jury to indict President Trump. And I think we both agree we love a real big reset. Let's start debating policies, not personalities, and creating the collective...
Download some mods as well. Companion armor. Unique companion armors. Items rebalance. Improve some of the unique weapons, armors, and shields. New ranger tweaks. New abilities, spells, and talents. Changes existing subclass. Trinkets. Change some items to be trinkets. Vanilla weapon rebalance. Improve spheres, two-handed weapon damage. Vanilla Druid rebalance.
Isn't just a weak candidate to be president, but will have down ballot impacts that will very likely cost them the Senate.
Vanilla Ranger rebalance. Subclasses unlocked.
It might be successful, but he's going to be
Heroic Origins gives you a few extra points.
and you can't count on him to become sharper between now and
Enhanced user interface is good to use too.
What's probably going to happen is that he's going to continue to have these blunders, like on Friday, which feels like a lifetime ago, when he was referring to President Zelensky as President Putin, when he was referring to Vice President Harris as Vice President Trump, when he was talking about taking orders from his commander-in-chief. That was on a world stage, hosting NATO 3 times in one day. Yeah, that was Friday, but today's a new day, it's a new week, and there's probably a new blunder to come. And by the way, that's a dramatic event also. Naming a running mate. The president could be doing that as soon as tonight, the former president, Donald Trump. But his attitude since has been fantastic. Toning down the speeches, the one thing the Trump campaign is concerned about, we make sure there's not a very fiery speeches being what happened after Saturday. And hopefully we get to hear from Lee Zeldin at some point. Yeah, no, I'll be speaking. I'm looking forward to it. And I will say this, it is important to talk to substance. And contrast. And there are people who have passion about it, and they have fight. So I hope that this convention has that opportunity. It was great to see it. See you, Congressman from New York, over in Milwaukee. Meanwhile, Brett Baer joins us live from Milwaukee, too. He's up early as he continues to do this great coverage for the convention. He sits on our couch next.
VersaLift, the ultimate attic storage system, presents another VersaLift versatility tip. I use my carpet cleaner only once or twice a year to clean spots and spills. The rest of the time, it has a nice home in the attic.
I like to do woodwork once in a while, but when I'm not using this table saw, it goes up to the attic.
I thought we needed a bigger home. All we really needed was the VersaLift. Learn more at VersaLiftHome.com. Go to VersaLiftHome.com and enter promo code FOX.
Reincarnation watched over by the gods and made possible through pillars of a mystical substance
not just closing
known as
we want to do whatever is best for the
5 years
individual
ago.
service
We
person.
traveled
We
from
want to be
the
known
land to the deep.
as America's mortgage
A
company
nation
for
that
veterans
had
and
waged
active
war
duty service
against the
people
incarnated
and
god
their
of
families.
death,
We're the ones that are there to help them.
resulting in his destruction.
Arduous, difficult, dangerous things. Some of them are giving their lives right now today for the freedoms that we have here. They're willing to do that for you, for me, and for our family. So for us, that new day, to have the opportunity to turn around and help those people at this point in time, it's a labor of love. It's a noble service. That's what we're all about.
Waking nightmares of a past life that threatened your sanity. To put them to rest.
It's good to get some
Heal
fresh
the
air.
man
That's
who
it.
gave
Hi guys. Bill, you look great. Now that I have Inspire, I'm free from struggling with the mask. Clothes. Inspire is a sleep apnea treatment that works inside my body with a click of this button. No mask. No, just sleep.
Ending your visions and resolving the Hollowborn crisis.
Where you go?
In so doing, you also
It's
learn
time.
the
Sleep
great
apnea
secrets
innovation.
that
Learn
fail
more
to
than your
affect
important safety information at
like the infant
InspireSleep.com.
empire of
Whether you're in your
strangers
40s,
that
50s,
build
or 60s
storms
and
and
beyond,
pearls
I
into
know you've
gold.
seen changes in the skin. Don't
When
panic.
dreams finally
It's too
capitulate,
late to transform
he
yourself.
retired to the castle of
And
Kaitos,
Creeper Race is here
built
to do
atop the
just that.
massive statue of
Creeper Race has been delivering smoother, firmer, younger-looking skin for almost a decade.
Did you know that Creeper Race is America's #1 selling anti-aging body treatment system for dry, crepey skin? That's because it works, people. The Creeper Race two-step system is clinically shown to reduce crepey-looking skin the very first time you use it. I just love my skin. I didn't love it before. I love it now.
And now there's the big news. We're introducing the Skin Revitalizing Tool, specially designed to amplify the power of Creeper Race.
This is the Skin Revitalizing Tool. It is new and it is free. Yes, you heard me right. It's free.
Creeper Race is already an incredible deal at only $49.95. If you order today, we'll send you the Skin Revitalizing Tool, a $129 value, free.
I mean, it's like having a spa in your hand. And you'll also get serious neck repair treatment, a $49 value, free. Since using Creepy Race, the skin on my neck looks airbrushed. I love it.
These two incredible bonuses are valued together at $178, but they're our free gift to you.
Creepy Race is something I recommend to my patients because it works.
Don't wait. Get all this, a $247 value for only $49.95, plus free shipping.
If you're not reveling in your younger-looking, soft, sexy skin, just return the bottles, even if they're used up and empty, and we'll give you your money back.
This is a limited time offer that will not last. Scan the QR code, call, or go to creeperrace.com and order right now. The gift that helps people with asthma breathe better in as little as 2 weeks. It's going to breathe better. What isn't better? This is better. This is better. That's better. That. Even this. Dupixent is an add-on for specific types of moderate to severe asthma. It works with your asthma medicine to help improve lung function. That's pretty good. Dupixent is known to prevent breathing problems. It's proven to help prevent asthma attacks. It can reduce or even eliminate oral steroids. Doesn't that make things better? Dupixent can cause allergic reactions that can be severe. Tell your doctor right away if you have chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling, or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor about new or worsening joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change your stop asthma medicines, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. When you can get more out of your lungs, you can do more with less asthma. Isn't that better? Ask your doctor about Dupixent, the most prescribed biologic in asthma.
When you can't watch, listen. Get the latest news, business, and news headlines on SiriusXM. Anytime, anywhere. Fox News Audio on SiriusXM. America is listening.
All right, Fox News Alert this morning. Still more questions and answers after that attempted assassination of Donald Trump. As President Biden has urged everybody as of 8 o'clock last night, tone it down.
Chimera, our meeting is the most elusive and going right now. Nothing is more important for us now. It's standing together. We can do this. Let's never lose sight of it. Let's remember we are the United States of America. There is nothing beyond our capacity when we do it together.
All right, together with us right now, special report anchor and executive editor Brett Baer joins us live on the couch in Milwaukee. Brett, good morning. Thank you. So what do you make of Joe Biden last night talking about unity? Because before the shooting, it's no surprise, America's been at each other since. Two big silos, everybody's in one of them, and people are being that all reset.
Yeah, but he had to get out and say something, had to make moments. He obviously had those quick remarks, I think, before he got back to the White House. But using that overall office to bring the country together, I think, was the message he got through. He knows he's probably not going to break through this week with all that's happening here. And it's an interesting position because obviously the Democrats on the campaign have been using the threat to democracy and how horrific Donald Trump is. And there's going to be a pause on that, at least for a few days.
Well, and, I read that apparently on a phone call to donors last week, as recently as last week, You got Joe Biden saying it's time to put Trump in a bullseye. That kind of talk's got to end.
Yeah, I'm surprised that he didn't say, I need to stop that kind of talk. Like last night, I was surprised he didn't go down personal roads, but clearly he's urging everybody to tone it down, and I think you're going to hear the same thing here.
It's good. Now, you actually talked to the former president yesterday.
I did. We talked for about 15, 20 minutes. He's in great spirits. He is changing some things. You know, you saw the New York Post thing that tracks with what our conversation was.
He tore up the speech.
He said he had 20 pages of rip-roaring Democrats' speech that he said was beautiful. It was the best speech ever. And he said he threw it out because he does believe that bringing the country together is a better formula. I think the blueprint of the former First Lady, Melania's letter, about how she kind of talked about his being humanizing him. It's a dad, and how that moment transformed him. I think we'll change some things here at the convention. We'll see how it goes.
Well, and Lindsey Graham was riding along with a couple of reporter colleagues of ours yesterday on the flight into Milwaukee, and Lindsey Graham said after the shooting, Donald Trump essentially had a new lease on life, and maybe he's looking at everything through the prism of, I'm lucky to be alive. I get a do-over, and this is how I'm going to do it over.
I heard some of that on that phone call, and just historically, if you look back to Reagan, it's not apples to apples, but Reagan gets shot outside the Washington Post 70 days into his term. He, jokes that, honey, I forgot to duck to his wife, and says as he's going into surgery, I hope all the surgeons are Republicans. But he used humor, it humanized him, it changed the rest of that term. He went on to win, obviously, 49 states in the 1984 election. I'm not saying it's apples to apples and the politics are different, but it is a moment that there is a chance of a challenge that he can raise to the moment.
Absolutely. And what about that iconic photo of him? He's been shot. He stands up. Fight. That could go down in history as one of the most iconic moments. I mean, when was the last time we saw a picture of a president shot and he gets up and he essentially says, I'm still going?
I asked him about that. I said, what made you do that? He said he wanted to tell the people there that he was okay. And he was down on the ground. And the Secret Service, he said, they're big. They were holding me down. And he got up. He actually wanted to say something to the crowd, but they had nothing we got to do with that. Yeah. But he wanted to make sure that people knew he was all right and he was fighting on. At first, he thought it was like this giant big sting in his ear, and then he realized he was bleeding and he went down. So that moment, that image, think about that. In that moment, who's doing that? Who's turning around and putting their fist up? I think most people are just trying to get out of the way.
All right. Brett will spill more of the beans from the former president tonight on your show. Special report live from the RNC at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. here in the Central Time Zone. And special coverage of the RNC Night 1 continues with Brett and Martha tonight at 10 p.m. Brett, thank you very much. Thank you. All right, we're going to check back in with Lawrence in a couple of minutes. You're watching Fox and Friends live from Milwaukee. It's Game 1.
It is my business to write. 322 Admiral Enter
I'm actor Eric Winter. I'm playing the cop on TV and tracking bad guys.
Their souls remain in
now I
life
understand the
still.
challenges
You
facing
have the power to save them.
That's why I'm asking you to support the Son of the Towers
Into
Foundation.
your body.
For more than 2 decades, Son of the Towers has been supporting America's greatest heroes. The foundations continue to pay off mortgages, respond to
Before you
first
return to
responders,
AOL
and
as
restore
my
families
home,
of the future.
you must remember
They're
who
also
you are.
building mortgage-free smart homes catastrophically reduced. Now, TTT is committing to eradicate veteran homes. Please donate $11 to support these efforts by going to t2t.org and calling 1-844. Tunnel to Towers Foundation.
You sure?
Let us do good.
Type 2 diabetes? Discover the Ozempic Trizone. Ozempic! I got power 3. I lowered my A1C, CV risk, and lost some weight. In studies, the majority of people A1C under 7 and maintained it. I'm under 7. Ozempic lowers the risk of major cardiovascular events such as stroke, heart attack, or death. In adults, also with known heart disease. I'm lowering my risk. Adults lost up to 14 pounds.
Lost weight.
Ozempic isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. Don't share needles or pens or reuse needles. Don't take Ozempic if you or your family ever had medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine syndrome type 2 or are allergic to it. Stop Ozempic and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or an allergic reaction. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Gallbladder problems may occur. Tell your provider about vision problems or changes. Taking Ozempic with a sulfonylurea or insulin may increase low blood sugar risk. Side effects like nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea may lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems. Living with type 2 diabetes?
Ask about the power of free with Ozempic.
Fruit and vegetable ingredients have never been more convenient.
It's easy for me to recommend Balance of Nature. It's so simple. It's amazing getting the fruits and vegetables ingredients in free bread and free green capsules.
Take Balance of Nature. I think it's a good product. It's convenient. It's a way to start off with a plus. I can do it with capsules in the morning and I'm off to work, you know.
I would recommend Balance of Nature. It's so easy to do every day. I really am happy that I came across it. I feel great, and who doesn't want to feel great?
Splash into your summer with Balance of Nature summer savings. Go to balanceofnature.com and sign up as a new preferred customer to get 50% off your first set. Get this limited time offer by using discount code Fox News. Hurry, offer ends Wednesday.
When you can't watch, listen. Get the latest news, business, and news headlines on SiriusXM. Anytime, anywhere. Fox News Audio on SiriusXM. America is listening.
Oh.
It's alcohol or drugs. Impaired drivers pose a danger to us all. If you suspect an impaired driver, call 911 to report it as a crime in progress to the police. We call it Operation Lookout, and we want you to be part of it. Thanks for helping me keep our roads safe. Message from Arrival Line Drive Solar.
Well, all eyes on that building behind us here in Milwaukee as the RNC officially kicks off its day one.
So, what are voters hoping for this week? Lawrence Jones is talking to them. He's live at the Machine Shed. It's in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Hey, Lawrence.
Hey, Ansley. Good morning. Let's talk to this gentleman here. So, the thing today, Make America Wealthy Again. What's your current economic state, and what do you think needs to change?
What I think needs to change most is we need to get a handle on food prices. As families, small families, young families, go to the grocery store. A year ago, you'd spend $100, now you're spending $300. And that just impacts the budget all over. Don't get raises fast enough to make up the difference there.
Pam, let's go to you. We're expecting the former president to make his first appearance since the assassination attempt. What do you want to hear from him?
Well, I want to hear from him. Just will be a blessing to hear from him. I tell you, on Saturday night, we were at church. I came out from church and I got home, and I saw that there was an incident at the Secret Service at the Russian mob. And slowly I started learning more and more about that. But during church, our homily was that God has miracles, both seen and unseen. And when we see the miracle or don't see the miracle, we need to be disciples and preach and tell people that God is here because that's what saved Trump.
You're even emotional right now.
I know.
What is taking you back to that moment?
Just
Man, if you could talk to the former president right now, I remember I talked to him yesterday. He said, I wanted everyone to know that I love them. What would you tell him?
That we love him also, but we need to bring the country together and tone down the rhetoric.
Yeah, thank you so much. We appreciate it. It's been great being here with y'all today. Thank y'all. Guys, fantastic crowd. Excited to see the former president today as he makes his entrance into the RNC. But until then, we're going to check in with our colleagues that are already there at the convention, Bill and Dana. What's coming up on New Year's?
Good morning to you. That was a beautiful statement by her.
There's a lot about that in the last 48 hours. How you doing?
I'm great. Great.
Day one, right?
We have Michael Baten, the chairman of the RNC. He will be with us today.
Yeah, and among all those photographers you saw in Butler, PA, Saturday evening, Doug Mills may have gotten his shot. Yeah. He's a photographer. He's going to join us live.
Veteran of the New York Times. We are so glad that he's going to be here with us today. Also, we might find out who the former president is choosing as his vice president.
I mean, it's just a little bit of news, right?
A lot of news happening, and also all the breaking news on the investigation as it continues. So join us in just a few minutes on America's Newsroom.
I'm Marcus Lamoni. Our team at Overstock.com is working hard to deliver the goods on top brands in home goods, clothing, outdoor collectibles, jewelry, and so much more. When we find great deals, they go from the warehouse to your house. We even made this ad with AI to save you money.
Your compacts, power battery shot, smarter, tougher.
I've never really been offered a beauty campaign when I was in my 20s or my 30s or my 40s. It wasn't until I was 48 years old when I thought that was way behind me. Here you come along and ask me to join you on this journey with meaningful beauty. No matter what your age, now is the perfect time for beautiful, younger-looking skin with meaningful beauty. Join Ellen Pompeo and millions of women who use the age-defying super treatments that kept supermodel Cindy Crawford looking so youthful for over 20 years. Look at Cindy's skin at age 31 and at age 52. There's hardly any difference. It's doing the same for Ellen. My skin looks better today than it did 5 years ago. That's a great feeling. We can be such an inspiration to women to embrace aging and to celebrate it, to show other women isn't necessarily a bad thing.
I'm so passionate about meaningful beauty because I'm able to share with women everywhere.
So make the call or go online now and put yourself on the path to the most beautiful skin of your life. Trust me, it's worth it. Meaningful beauty is normally $139. You'll pay only $49.95 for all 5 concentrated super treatments. Plus, we'll include free shipping and a 60-day money-back guarantee.
And now for 2024 and beyond, be among the first 500 orders now, and we'll add Cindy's new Super Brightening Duo, a $120 value free. First, Cindy's exciting new Vitamin C Bi-Phase Brightening Oil with activated C technology that visibly increases firmness and elasticity.
Plus, you'll receive the Revive and Brighten Eye Mask, the celebrity secret that visibly smooths, brightens, and awakens eye areas to appear more alert and youthful. This is a limited time only special offer. Only $49.95 for everything you see here. Call the number below or go to meaningfulbeauty.com right now.
On a $100,000 margin loan, Interactive Brokers charges just 6.83%. Do you know how much your broker charges? Fidelity and Schwab charge over 1.5 times as much. E-Trade and TD Ameritrade are even higher. Move your account to Interactive Brokers and save at least $5,200, or much more if you're trading big bucks.
My moderate to severe plaque psoriasis held me back. Now with Skyrizi, I'm all in with clear skin. It's easy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve even at 5 years. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, had a vaccine, or plan to. Now's the time to ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Learn more at BYWC.
When you can't watch, listen. Get the latest news, business, and news headlines on SiriusXM. Anytime, anywhere. Fox News Audio on SiriusXM. America is listening.
It's night 1 of the Republican National Convention, and Fox News is live from Milwaukee. In the aftermath of the assassination attempt on the former president, Fox News brings you unmatched Democracy 24 coverage. Night 1 of the Republican National Convention on Fox News Channel. America is watching.
Former President Trump revealing to Harris Faulkner why his VP pick is so important just a few hours before Saturday's assassination attempt.
When you're a great person, you're going to run. It's a very important position, especially if something bad should happen. But that's the most important if something bad should happen, unfortunately.
Wow, that is chilling. Harris Faulkner joins us now. Little did you know a few hours later that would be very important.
So much of it is chilling in retrospect, right? You look at him talking about if something bad will happen, and then literally within 3.5 hours, you have seen the seasons and attempt on his life. Him actually being shot and surviving that bullet that grazed him and went by, by the hand of God.
Absolutely.
But the other thing that we talked about that I thought was so important was keeping the focus on the American people and how astray the left has gone in its approach to the campaign. And so while Biden has been struggling with his speech at many times, this former president, Donald Trump, is honing his speech. And I think you're going to see a different tone as we go into this convention that started before the attempt on his life. He said, I think the people need to be focused on more. We got an in-depth level of conversation, and it was really more of a conversation, Ainsley, than it was an interview at parts, about inflation and what he wants to do about that. And then he talked about his family, and I know you've got a little bit of Melania's letter that she wrote, but I asked him, are they all in? And he goes into detailed things that the family dealt with, particularly Ivanka. He said, but they are. And her letter, I think, is a sign of that.
Yeah, here's a portion of that letter that was released yesterday. When I watched that violent bullet strike my husband Donald, I realized my life and Barron's life were on the brink of devastating change. A monster who recognized my husband as an inhuman political machine attempted to wring out Donald's passion, his laughter, ingenuity, love of music, and inspiration. The core facets of my husband's life, his human side, were buried below the political machine. And she goes on to talk about politicians. That is someone's husband. That is someone's dad. That is someone's son.
And so was the person who was killed, as someone tried to kill Donald Trump. I mean, Americans shot at as well, and we hold him so dear in our hearts. What she did there was try to tell you who her husband really is. And you've interviewed him. I've never spent as much time as I did at Mar-a-Lago. We're in his personal space. First of all, it's a gym on the sea. I mean, it's beautiful. But he's just so comfortable and really funny. And as she talked about his humanity and his personality, it's just so prescient to have seen him before that attempt on his life, so close to it, so relaxed, looking forward to this convention. He knew people by name. You know, I mean, he was just really looking forward to the delegates, to everybody here. So I know it's going to be a special week. And that is not a backdrop to this. It is a backdrop to our nation and our division right now. And it's his goal, he told me, to bring people together.
Right. Excellent job. You can watch the full interview, 11 a.m. on the Focus. Thank you so much for coming on this morning. This is day 1 of the National Convention, the Republican National Convention. There's special coverage with Brett and Martha tonight at 10. See you tomorrow.
Don't think this in. Take a look what happened.
I hate to cast a pall
The scene played out 40 hours ago.
On this Monday morning, turning the page on tragedy after nearly assassination, former President Trump is here in Milwaukee, arriving last evening for an RNC convention like we have never seen before. Morning, everybody. Kicking it off right now on day one. I'm Bill Hemmer live in Milwaukee inside the arena. How you doing? Are you ready?
I'm great. I'm very motivated for me knowing this is America's Newsroom. It's quiet here in the hall right now, but that's not going to be the case in just a few hours. It's going to be an amazing, rocking, exuberant, and committed crowd. All the feelings, all here. Former president is reportedly set to appear at the RNC today. He told the New York Post, "I shouldn't be here." He said, quote, "I'm supposed to be dead. By luck or by God," many people are saying it's by God, "I'm still here."
Without assessing to attempt Trump President Biden to give a rare Oval Office address in prime time Sunday night. He called on Americans to lower the temperature in politics.
Yesterday's shooting in Donald Trump's rally in Pennsylvania calls on all of us to take a step back. Take stock of where we are, how we go forward from here. There is no place in America for this kind of violence, for any violence, ever. Period. No exception. You can't allow this violence to be normalized. You know, the political record in this country has gotten very low. It's time to cool down. We all have a responsibility to do that.
Meanwhile, the FBI is investigating the shooting as an act of domestic terrorism. One of the many unanswered questions: how was the gunman able to get within 130 yards of the former president? And how does it impact this week's convention? While RNC Chairman Michael Walkley is on deck, Bill Illusion is also here in Milwaukee. But first, let's go to Jonathan Serra. He's live in Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, across from suspected shooter's home. Good morning, Jonathan.
Good morning to you, Dana. You can see that home behind me, just behind the police take. So many unanswered questions, obviously many of them that the shooter took to the grave. Although he is dead, this investigation is far from over. The FBI is trying to unlock the shooter's cell phone, hoping to download some information to give them more insights into the events leading up to Saturday's shooting. Investigators say they found bomb-making materials in the shooter's home and rudimentary explosive devices in his car. They brought those items to the FBI lab for further analysis. The alleged gunman, 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks, was not on law enforcement's radar. Investigators have yet to determine a motive and at this point are unaware of any ideology he might have had. It's not something that he posted publicly about on social media. A former high school classmate described him as a loner and an outcast who was frequently bullied. The shooting has led to much finger-pointing over whether the Secret Service maintained a wide enough perimeter at the rally, since the rooftop where the shooter fired from was just outside that perimeter and inside an area where the agency was relying on local law enforcement to secure it.
Essentially what you had was a shooter on top of a building that should not have been there. That should have been a police post. Someone should have been up there.
Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheadle issued this statement. The Secret Service is working with all involved federal, state, and local agencies to understand what happened, how it happened, and how we can prevent an incident like this from ever taking place again. Cheadle is scheduled to testify this afternoon in a closed virtual meeting with the House Homeland Security Committee. So certainly more details will come out of that ongoing investigation. Dana, back to you.
Jonathan Serra, thank you.
So after narrowly surviving that assassination attempt, now former President Trump reportedly rewriting the speech and also giving a major makeover to what will happen here in Milwaukee. The message, a united nation. Bill Illusion's live outside the Magister Center with more on that now. And Bill, good morning to you.
Bill, good morning to you as well. Former President Trump has acknowledged he was just millimeters away from losing his life on Saturday. And as a result of that, he is now planning to change what he says here at the RNC this week. Originally, he was planning to attack Joe Biden and his policies very heavily. He says now he's tearing that speech up and he's starting over. Here's what he told the Washington Examiner. Quote, "The speech I was going to give on Thursday was going to be a humdinger. Had this not happened, this would have been one of the most incredible speeches. Honestly, it's going to be a whole different speech now." End quote. Top Trump advisor Jason Miller added this.
And the president was dictating to us additional things that he wants in his speech as he looks ahead to Thursday. And I think the tone is really going to impress people. He knows that this is a key moment, that he's the only one who can step up and lead in this time. And this country is desperate for leadership.
Now, Trump arrived here in Milwaukee last night, just one day after he was shot and survived. Party officials say the show will go on as intended here, everything kicking off later today. We're still waiting to find out exactly who the speakers are going to be today, but we do know what they'll be speaking about. Take a look at this. Every single day of this convention has a different theme. Today is Make America Wealthy Again. The focus is going to be on inflation, the economy. Tomorrow is Make America Safe Once Again, with the focus on the border and crime. In the last 2 days, they're going to be Make America Strong Once Again and Make America Great Once Again. That'll be Thursday, and that is when the former president will take the stage himself to speak. And back out here live, a big development we learned yesterday, former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley has been invited to the RNC and will be speaking here tomorrow night. That is a big deal because we all saw that brutal primary season between Donald Trump and Nikki Haley. They were constantly attacking each other. This could possibly be one of the steps towards mending some of those bridges. As for Trump's VP announcement, that could be coming down as soon as today. Yeah. Wait and see. So maybe any minute. Thanks, Revolution, with us here in Milwaukee. Yeah. Nice to see you, Bill. Dana?
And the RNC Chairman Michael Watley joins us now. Thanks so much for being here. What changes did you implement in order to get this ball rolling today?
Well, really none. I think that the key for us is that we've had 18 months of planning to get this convention ready to go. We've had a team on the ground in Milwaukee for over a year. When you're talking about an event of this magnitude, 50,000 people are going to be here, delegates, guests, members of the media. You have a pretty big show, and the conversations that we've had with the president was, we are moving forward, we are moving ahead. Obviously, there are going to be message changes that are going to be made in terms of how he's going to address the country, how other people are going to address the country. You can't have an event like Saturday, a shooting like we had, without causing everybody to stop and take stock of where we are as a country. And it really does come down to unity. You know, Donald Trump has unified the Republican Party stronger than anybody we've seen in decades. But this is about the national unity. We need to be unified going forward because the issues that are affecting American families are affecting all American families. Inflation, the immigration border crisis that we have, the fact that every state is now a border state, every community has been affected by fentanyl. These are things that affect every single American family, and we want to address that. We want to talk about it.
If I could just jump in, Michael, there was a memo that went out yesterday to RNC staff at the convention who were working here in Milwaukee, and it came from Chris LaCivita, it came from Susan Wiles, the head of the campaign running this on President Trump, and they said, stick to the message, stick to the speech. Why was that necessary?
Well, I think that what we don't want is to have all conversations pivot towards what happened on Saturday. It was a horrific act. And we are by the grace of God continuing forward with this convention. And President Trump is here on the ground in Milwaukee and is going to be here. We're going to nominate him. He's going to accept that nomination here. But we still have a campaign to run and win. We still have the American people who are hurting right now. Inflation is absolutely rampant. People are paying 50% more for gasoline. They're paying 20% more for groceries, 20% more for rent. It costs twice as much to buy a house today as it did 4 years ago. Our southern border was the most secure ever 4 years ago, and now we've had 10 million illegal immigrants come across that southern border. These are issues that every American family cares about, and the Republican Party wins when we understand those issues and then when we put solutions on the table. Donald Trump understands these issues, and over the course of the next 4 nights, you are going to see that we are going to put solutions on the table for every American family.
Jen Psaki is the former press secretary to Joe Biden, and then she was on Meet the Press this weekend. Of course, she has her own show on MSNBC, so she's not speaking for President Biden. She said this.
It may not feel paused tomorrow or Tuesday, and part of that is because the convention is starting, and unless the programming changes, the rhetoric and how the programming is set up is not actually calming the tone or restoring stability. We'll see if that programming changes, but if it stays the same, that is escalating it. It is not a civil approach to a convention.
How do you respond
respond to that?
I completely disagree. I think the fact is that we came into this convention wanting to talk to every American family and wanting to talk to them about the issues that they care about, the jobs and the economy, about security, about safety. Those messages are not going to change. But, you know, the fact is that we want to unite the Republican Party. We have. We want to unite all of America, and we're talking to every American family from this stage here.
Michael Watley, chairman of the RNC. Good luck, have fun. I know that you have a lot on your plate, but it's all here, and now it begins.
Well, thank you, and we really appreciate it, and we're excited to roll this out and have this conversation with everyone.
We'll talk to you all week, okay?
Take care.
Thank you, Michael.
Thanks, Ben.
Thank you. So you can join the Fox News channel tonight and every night this week for special coverage of the Republican National Convention. It starts at 10 p.m. Eastern, and we will be broadcasting America's Newsroom live from inside the Pfizer Forum every morning, including Friday.
Yes, indeed. Now this.
Bottom line, I think, is that when someone is demonized to the extent that Trump was being demonized, you're putting a target on them.
Yes, okay, now the former AG Bill Barr echoing calls to tamp down the rhetoric after Saturday's shooting amid growing calls for changes at the Secret Service. James Comer, Byron Donalds will join us on that shortly here. Dana.
Also on deck, Trey Gowdy, Keely McEnany, and Juan Williams. This is our coverage continues from day one of the RNC.
All these games on DirecTV and no satellite on the roof. Think about this. Blue Jays, Cardinals, Orioles. What's missing?
The Indian conduit.
No walnut brain. Pigeons. Hey, Mother Neighbor's here at the song.
They're not very flat. Someone needs to customize and save hundreds of Liberty Mutual. Wait, there's an elevator? Only pay for what you need. Liberty, 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 Liberty.
Known for following your dreams. Known for keeping with tradition. Known for discovering new places. No one wants to be known for cancer, but a treatment can be. Keytruda is known to treat cancer. FDA approved for 17 types of cancer, including certain early stage and advanced cancers. One of those cancers is early stage non-small cell lung cancer. Keytruda may be used with certain chemotherapies before surgery when you have early stage lung cancer, which can be removed by surgery, and then continued alone after surgery to help prevent your lung cancer from coming back.
Keytruda can cause your immune system to attack healthy parts of your body during or after treatment. This may be severe and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you have cough, shortness of breath, chest pain, diarrhea, severe stomach pain, severe nausea or vomiting, headache, light sensitivity, eye problems, irregular heartbeat, extreme tiredness, constipation, dizziness or fainting, changes in appetite, thirst or urine, confusion, memory problems, muscle pain or weakness, fever, rash, itching or flushing. There may be other side effects. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions, including immune system problems. If you've had or plan to have an organ, tissue, or stem cell transplant, receive chest radiation, or have a nervous system problem.
Keytruda is an immunotherapy and is also being studied in hundreds of clinical trials, exploring ways to treat even more deadly. It's true. Keytruda from Merck. See all the types of Keytruda is known for.
About castle or no castle, you are still my lady, and I will aid you to the best of my ability.
Empowers post 9/11 veterans and their families with life-changing programs and services.
I realized I could be successful in a civilian career.
We stand by warriors and advocate for their needs going forward. They were by my side in the hospital, and they're still with me today. Through our programs, community, and advocacy, we're proving anything is possible. Learn more at warriorproject.org/connect.
With wet AMD, I worry I'm not only losing my sight, but my time to enjoy it. But now, I can open up my world with Vabysmo. Vabysmo is the first FDA-approved treatment for people with wet AMD that improves vision and delivers a chance for up to 4 months between treatments, so I can do more of what I love. Vabysmo works differently. It's the only treatment designed to block 2 causes of wet AMD.
Vabysmo is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection.
Let's save this.
Treatments like Vabysmo can cause an eye infection or retinal detachment. Vabysmo may cause a temporary increase in eye pressure after receiving the injection. There is an uncommon risk of heart attack or stroke associated with blood clots. Severe swelling of blood vessels in the eye can occur. Most